Okay, this is sort of a rough draft of my presentation. Hi there. How is everyone doing today? What activities are you doing in ASL right now? Okay, I'm going to save that for later. So, do you guys have any sort of idea as to what I'm doing here and what my presentation is about? Right, interpreter training. Have you ever seen an interpreter working before or ever had personal experience working with an interpreter? Okay, so I'll just kind of give you a little brief. I'm studying to become a ASL to English and English to ASL interpreter for the deaf. So my goal is to be an interpreter when I grow up. And the reason I'm here is to talk to you guys about that. So I have some questions for you. I wanted to know, so yes, first of all, who knows what an interpreter does or what they... Okay. Are any of you interested in becoming interpreters? Do any of you have past experience with sign language other than just this class, or are you just taking this class as a language requirement? That's okay. My reason for being here is to kind of talk to you guys about the program at Western Oregon University. I'm a junior in that program right now, just finishing up my junior year actually, so next year I'll be going into my senior year. And I wanted to kind of just tell you, I guess, a little bit about my story to kick things off. I'm from Seattle. I took some time off after school for myself to kind of just work. I don't know. I just took some time for myself, and then I started going to community college where I started taking low-level ASL classes, like ASL 1 through 6. So one of the things that you guys might not know about Western Oregon University, too, is even if you're just taking these as electives, you can take up to ASL level 9. And that is the only school on the West Coast, I know for sure. Perhaps CSUN also does. I'll find that out. Where I think I'll find me. It's driving me crazy. Anyway, where you can go to ASL level 9. So, yeah, I don't know why this is bothering me so much. So you can go up to ASL level 9, which is really amazing because you can really, I know that how I felt after taking ASL level 6, after taking ASL level 6, that it's just a really big difference, and there's some room for growth, and just to keep going with the language. It's pretty rare to go beyond level 6, I believe. So that's pretty, instead of a 2-year kind of know-how, you get a 3-year kind of really getting to know the language. So they have a system that they've worked with for a long time where you're just kind of really taken care of. So, and following their structure there really helps, I think, kind of. I don't know. Anyway, so for me, I've spoken to a lot of people like in ASL 5 who would talk. I've actually had this conversation a couple times where they say, hey, I don't know, my skills, I'm just feeling kind of like not super confident in myself and my skills. And I still feel really awkward, and I don't know. And I think one of the biggest things I wanted to leave you guys with is that that won't really go away. Like, I still feel pretty awkward sometimes. Some days I'm just like, boom, like really on my game. And some days I feel like I can take I've taken a million steps backwards. And I'm a year after taking ASL 9. I've been, it really feels like that with languages. So, that hasn't stopped me at all, and a lot of people at all, from just saying, yeah, I still love it though, I still love the language, and I still want to give it a try and do something that I find really interesting and that I really love to do. So I finished up more about my personal experience, I finished up my transfer degree and applied to WU and got accepted. We do have some stats on their acceptance rate. I'm gonna pause it. So we do have some stats on their acceptance rate, which I can show you guys right here. And decided to pick whatever minor I wanted. A lot of people, there are built-in minors into the program. I decided to choose my own minor because I really just loved it. I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to learn mostly how to sign poetry, because actually currently right now, sort of interpreting music is a little bit controversial. So with that being said, I kind of want to show you guys a little bit about why, just maybe you find really interesting. So here's a link to that. It's not really controversial. I shouldn't talk about that. I should just use that as I won't talk about that. I'll just incorporate a video, a poem. So this man, his name is Wink. He's a coda. Do you guys know what a coda means? Of course you do. I'm sorry. So he's really common in the deaf, right? He's a big public figure, and So this is a poem that he did. He's also into comedy. There's comedy, there's satire, there's religious settings, there's educational settings, there's legal settings, there's theatrical settings, there's medical settings, there's advisory settings. So I think that being able to minor in music, which was just a personal passion of mine, choosing whatever minor I wanted, and then the possibility of becoming my own boss and sort of saying, I'm going to go wherever I want to go, was really appealing to me. And not being my own boss, because agencies let you choose and say no to certain assignments. So there is some appeal to for me, to being to having a freelance job. So that was one of the draws for me. Does anyone have any questions for me so far? Any questions? She finally sat down. Anyway, this girl won't stop walking around behind me. If there are any questions right now, I can answer them. So I'm trying to think about any other elements of interpreting that would really want to know. There's other schools, like CSUN. If you're kind of the kind of student that is thinking that maybe not, then I was one of those students, and I think that as one of those students, I don't necessarily know I would have made this decision for myself when I was your guys' age, but I am really glad that I'm here now, and I'm really glad that I did make this decision. The place I was at when I was 18 is a different place, and I am someone that says that I don't think I can say that. So I think that it's one of those kind of jobs that you don't really think about. That has a lot of diversity to it that can make it really interesting. So on that note, I wanted to show you guys some cool pictures of some interpreters at work. And also, I just wanted to let you know, some of these are not spur of the moment interpretations. For example, like this picture of President Obama. These people obviously had prepared time to look and read his speech at least, and then say, okay, and then just go up and do it, and yeah. So I'm going to show you some pictures.